Hi there, just before we start the video, I'd just like to remind you that I have an email subscription list. You can find the URL for the list in the description for this video, or you can find it on my websites, russleach.com, comicbookblackbelt.com, or onlydeathcansavus.com. That's the name of the book, Only Death Can Save Us. I won't be filling your inbox up. It'll just be short bits of information about the book or things that are going on the channel. The book is a cosmic Bronze Age inspired journey. That's art and story. So if you like the way comics used to be, hopefully you'll really like this book. So that's it for now. Let's get on with the video. Hi there, welcome back to the dojo. This is Russ Leach. I am Comic Book Black Belt, and this is a video about how I applied script and story and also my sketch work to an issue of Doctor Who Adventures, which was an all ages or young adult, I suppose, and kids book for Panini and the BBC, and it was a monthly title that I was on for 2 years, and I enjoyed myself very much. I worked with some great writers and editors, and obviously with the subject matter. At the time, it was Peter Capaldi who was the Doctor, and I did get a chance to work on Jodie Whittaker later on, but these videos or these extracts that I do on occasion are all from the run with Peter Capaldi. So I did a video a little while ago where I went through the story and also the sketch work and what have you, and applied the story to it, and just my thoughts and views on how that worked out, and also put a download of the inks and the script itself for people to download, and that got such a great reception that I thought I'd do another one. So if you look in the description of the video, you'll find a download link for a package, for a zip file that will have a whole bunch of inked files in there, and also the script written by Andrew Cartmel. Now, I don't know how much you do or do not know about Doctor Who, but Andrew Cartmel is a big name for many good reasons in Doctor Who. He was involved with the old series and has done an awful lot of writing for the character, and I was very fortunate enough to be able to work with Andrew. So let's flick through the pages. I'm going to open up the video here for myself, and we'll get going. So as we start off, you can see, as I normally put things together, it's just a sketch. The great thing about using Photoshop to do the work that I do is that I can use layers, I can use all kinds of tools, I can reuse artwork that I've already done. Layering is a fabulous tool, to be honest. It's what effectively I would have done in the real world on real paper, except that you might draw something, think it's really great, but it doesn't work in size wise, so you might photocopy it, then put it on the light box, put your paper over the top, trace it through, that kind of thing. But being able to resize and draw on layers is a real time saver. So as much as this is a video about how I applied the script to the work, as you can see here, it's just gone on to the next page. It's also, I think, more importantly, a video about how I apply the whole process through digital format, and how I draw digitally, and how I've certainly approached it as literally just another tool. I don't see it as a digital tool per se, as in it must be different from traditional ways of doing things. I just simply see it as another way of doing it, a faster way. Personally, I feel it's faster. I also make sure that I use ink brushes in Photoshop. I'm going to go to another program soon, but certainly rather than using a vector-based program, I prefer using something like Photoshop that actually gives you the feel of a brush and the look of brushwork and pencil work. and I think it makes a difference to the work itself. I've had a lot of people suggest to me that my work doesn't actually look like it's digital, and that's exactly what I'm aiming for. I'm aiming to produce my work in the way that I would traditionally. It just happens to be done digitally. So don't be afraid of working digitally, and also don't bet the farm on it. Don't immerse yourself so far digitally that you forget your natural skill sets and just depend on the digital aspect of it. So as with any tool, it's, you know, like the internet or whatever, they're tools. The internet is a tool. It's a great tool for reference, for instance, for when you're looking to work. Digital tools are that's all they are. They're just digital pencils, digital inks. They're a virtual way of going and photocopying something and sticking it on your lightbox. I still do that for commission work, but certainly for page work, like you see in here, it's definitely far quicker for me to just work straight through digitally. With my own book, I will be doing some traditional pages so that I can provide them as perks if I do the crowdfunding way of getting the book going, which I think is probably likely to be honest. But there will certainly be selected pages that I'll do that with. But from a general perspective, you know, working through pages, especially if they're provided to you from publishers rather than your own books, and you've got to churn those pages out, I think digital really has the upper hand when it comes to speed. So like I say, I've been looking through the script. I'm now on page 4, so you can see where I've focused in on Peter Capaldi there. Also used, you'll see in the script as well that there's Andrew has put in little images to help out. One of them being the space station now, which is coming up on page 5, and he's given me a little sort of inclination as to, you know, what he'd like it to look like, or roughly what it looks like, and I've gone with that. Also, the other thing you can see from the artwork there, which is just what I was talking about digitally, is I've nicked a picture of the planet Earth, and I put that through a filter and whacked that in the top, and some stars. And because I was under, you know, I'm under pressure to get a job done quickly, you know, little cheats like that, they're okay, because you're getting a work out the door. You're not cheating per se, you're simply using the assets that are available to you. So also, don't think you're cheating. Something I would consider to be not good form, which is something I personally wouldn't do, is get 3D models of people to trace over. But if you can bring those 3D models within your style, if you can bring them to life, then fair game. Get on and do it and make the comic, and if that's what people want, that's great. I personally feel that when you use 3D models, or if you're just, even worse actually, is just tracing photographs, is that means that you're not using your storytelling ability to its full. You're not making the story flow because of what's coming out of your head and how you interpret the script. But what you're doing is you're restricting yourself by the reference that you're getting. Not quite, like I say, not quite the same thing when you're using 3D models of anatomy, because obviously you can skew them and put them around, put them where you want. But if you don't understand the anatomy underneath it all by practice and investigation, then your comic strip, your style, or your storytelling can become a little bit stilted even then. Because if you look at the you know, some of the great artwork out there, some of the great stories, and examine the artwork that you see, there's stretching of limbs, there's stretching of reality. There's, you know, comic books aren't reality, they are a sort of a twisted version of it, an entertainment version of it. So if things are too traced or too real, then they become too stilted and you don't have a good story flow. And at the end of the day, it's the story that's really important. That's just my personal opinion. I'm sure there are lots of people out there doing it very well and doing an entertaining book, but that's not a route that I choose to take. I choose to fight with my abilities and fight with my skill sets and try and produce the work from within, reference is great, and everybody traces, because, and Neil Adams is the guy that said, any artist that says they don't trace is fibbing. They're lying to you. Everyone traces to a degree at points, but don't let that be the core of your storytelling, and don't let things like digital assets or digital workflow dictate the way that you draw or the way that you produce your story. Like I say, they're all tools. They're there for you to use. They're there to enhance your abilities. Don't let them overtake you. And I think that's really the point of the video. I've flicked through these pages, and I've mentioned the script, and I've not really attached it in the video, but what you can do is, like I say, you can download the package, have a look at the script, and see the way that I interpreted that script, and have a go yourself. Use the script. The script is there. It's for you to, as an example, as a sample script for you to see what you can get out of it. See how you approach the page, and then see maybe how I approach the page, and that's a learning process. I'd also really like to see if anybody wants to do any of these pages and then send them to me. I'd love to see them, and love to see what other people are producing, and how other people would interpret the same script that I've interpreted. So, like I mentioned at the start of the video, I have a subscription list, an email subscription list. Please sign up so that I can keep you informed about news on the book when it all kicks off. Like I say, I won't be filling up your inbox with rubbish. The link for that will be in the description as well, or you can find the link and all my other work on russleach.com, comicbookblackbelt.com, or direct at onlydeathcansavus.com. Thank you for subscribing if you have subscribed. If you haven't, please do, so that and also hit the little bell icon so you can keep up to date with the videos. Really important to be on the email subscription list, and I'll be able to inform you about bits and pieces there. Like I say, thank you so much for subscribers over on BitChute as well. YouTube subscribers, hit that like button to help me out, and if you can share the video, that would be fantastic, because it really helps with the algorithms and getting the video seen by other people. So I'm going to sign off now. Thanks very much for joining me for the video, and I'll see you again in the dojo real soon. Bye bye. Thanks for watching Comic Book Black Belt. If you've enjoyed the content from this video, please like, share or subscribe, and come over and follow me on Twitter. It's been great having you in the dojo. See you again soon.